Hey guys, what's going on? This is the culinary demo portion of the presentation, and thank you so much for inputting your information and wanting to learn further. And this is a great recipe. It's one of my favorite recipes to make. Very quick and easy. For a party, for an individual. It is the cauliflower ceviche. And basically, we're going to go over how to prepare it. I have a pot of boiling water going right now. I have an ice bath going on right now, and you guys should have again a recipe. And basically, different ingredients that you want is a nice size medium head of cauliflower. Okay. And then also, we're going to be using tomatoes. I like to use Roma tomatoes. Okay. You're going to be using avocados. Okay. You're going to be using a red onion. Okay. And then you're going to be using a whole bunch of limes and jalapenos, basically. Okay. And then we also have cilantro as well. So basically, the reason why this is a quick recipe is that you're not going to be using oil, okay? And what is ceviche? Ceviche is basically typically a raw, semi-cooked, pseudo-cooked dish. And it's very popular in Mexico. It's very popular in Latin America, Central America, and Southern America. Very, very different types of, it's a very traditional dish dating back hundreds of years. There's lots of different types of variations for this dish. We are making it plant forward and veganizing it, and we're not using oil for this. So it's a great, healthy dish for yourself, for your family, for a party that you want to get set up. And going back to the presentation that I just left you guys off with, is that in order to manage your weight, we need to increase our fiber, we need to increase our nutritional density, and lower on the amount of calories that we consume. So what does that mean? That means eating whole foods, plant based. And so this is a great recipe to be able to up level your plant food game, and thereby optimizing your weight and then also your health. Okay. So first thing, what we want to do is we're going to take a medium size, the cauliflower, and then we're also going to take a pot of water. Okay, just basically a pot of water. Put like 4, 5, 6 cups of water in there. Bring it up to a boil. Okay, and then I'm going to show you on what we're going to do with it right now. Okay, so we have a pot of water going on right now over here. Okay, and then once that's brought up to a boil, what you want to do is put your medium-sized cauliflower in there. Okay, and then we're going to set a timer to 3 minutes and let that come up to a boil. Over here, what you're going to have is another pot that we call an ice bath. And, basically the ice is already melted, but you can tell that, it is really cold. And what that does is that, once this cooks down, what you want to do is kind of parboil it and, cook it down a little bit. And the reason why you want to do that is to increase the cooking process, right? And then what you want to do is create an ice bath, and then you're going to use a technique called blanching and shocking, and that requires an ice bath. And what that does is that it stops the cooking process. It brings up the color, okay, and then it makes it, crunchy. And so that's what you're going to do. So make sure you have a pot of water, another pot with an ice bath, and we're going to wait until this is, done. So after the 3 minutes are basically up, what you want to do is take this out, okay, and then you put it into here. Okay, and then you just leave this in there for another, I would say maybe like another 3 minutes or so. Okay, just let that, stop the cooking process right there. Okay, so after you brought the cauliflower out of the ice bath, what you want to do is basically start cutting everything up. Okay. And as I'm talking about this, I'll tell you a little bit about cauliflower. They're part of the cruciferous vegetable family. And what that means is that they're also in the same family as Brussels sprouts, broccoli, kale, cabbage. We're actually going to keep this as well. And the reason why that's important is because not only are they, they have, a lot of great flavor and antioxidants. They also have a lot of research has shown that, it helps with lowering inflammation in autistic patients when combined with folate. When combined with folate and vitamin C and fiber, it helps to prevent uric acid buildup in gout patients. So that's also super, helpful as well. So I want you to get, a nice pan like this. And like I said, cauliflower is traditionally a dish that is seafood. Typically, you can do this with a white fish. It could be cod, tilapia, mahi-mahi. Or I've seen some recipes where they use shrimp. But here, we like to make as many things plant forward as possible. And what you want to do is be able to cut it down into smaller pieces like this. So the next thing you want to do is take 4 tomatoes. I like to use Roma tomatoes. I definitely would recommend eating one raw food as much as you can. in your day, and the rest could be cooked. So next, what we're going to do is we're going to take one red onion. If you have the ability to compost, that would be a great idea. So the onion is you have basically a head and a tail, and you want to point the head away from your cutting hand, and then make 4 horizontal and then you turn it a quarter, and then you make vertical cuts. And then you turn it back over, and this is how you do medium dice. Doesn't have to be perfect. Same thing here. 3 horizontal cuts. And then you turn it back over. Vertical cuts. And then you turn it back over. Okay. Now the recipe calls for 2 jalapeno peppers. However, if you don't like it to be that spicy, you can always subtract 1 depending on your spice level. I always say that a recipe is just, a foundation of how you want to experiment with your cooking. There's no hard and fast to it, so you can always play around. Recipe calls for Persian cucumbers. In the market, we didn't have Persian cucumbers, so I'm going to use an English cucumber. Okay, you don't have to use the whole thing. You can. We're going to use half of it. Okay, but I don't want to waste anything, so I'm going to use the whole thing. The recipe does call for 4 to 6 party members. So you want to half moon it and then quarter it again. And then you also want to put in some cilantro as well to garnish. have one avocado here. You can put as many as you like. With this size, probably two is suffice. What you want to do is kind of, hit the middle of the pit and then to do a quarter turn in order to take it out. And then what you want to do is cube it. Very, 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 very careful. Today we're going to use just one. And we're going to scoop it out. And no ceviche is without the citrus. So we're going to be doing at least 6 limes. I have 8. So what you want to do is be able to cover what you're actually making. So ceviche, how it's actually cooked is actually using the citrus acid from mainly limes to actually break it down. Another way to breaking it down is like we did with the parboiling with the cauliflower. You don't have to do that. That's just an added step if you need to. But it's really the citrus acid from the lime juice that's actually going to break down ceviche. So that's what we're going to do right now. So added to this, you have some black pepper, a little bit of salt, and a little bit of red chili flakes. And you want to make sure stir all this up. So there you have it. So this is the cauliflower ceviche. It's packed with a lot of fiber, phytonutrients. You have cruciferous vegetables, cucumbers, Roma tomatoes, red onions, jalapeno peppers, and avocado, cooked down with citric acids from the limes. And, like we talked about from the presentation, it's about increasing your nutritional density, and you're decreasing as many calories as possible to help you with that weight management, but you're also packed with a lot of great fiber. What you want to do is let this marinate for a minimum of 30 minutes to 2 hours of the citrus acid before you serve. So what I'm going to do is, before I consume all this, I'm going to put this into the fridge for at least 30 minutes. And so that's a very quick recipe. You could skip a step by not actually parboiling it, and the citric acid can still break down the cauliflower. So thank you so much for being here again on the summit. And we will see you in the next one. I hope you gain as much as you did from this. And we will see you in the next one. And check out the next sessions. And again, my name is Dr. Colin Zhu, to your health. So, and take care, everyone.